My name is Aaron. I'm an MMA fighter. Fight! What motivated me, man, when I was growing up as a kid, I used to get bullied a lot. Growing up in the city of Detroit, what I'm saying, I had to learn some fighting skills, so I ended up going to a gym. My kids were motivating me to fight. It's like my kids, they drive me, have more confidence when I'm in the cage, when I'm fighting or when I'm boxing or anything like that. I ended up doing a backhand fist, and this guy, you know what I'm saying, he was in the crowds, and he came down and talked to me after the fight was over. And he asked me, was I interested in doing MMA? I didn't know what MMA was until he introduced it to me. So after then, I started doing training with him, started doing MMA, and I liked it more than boxing, so I kept up with the MMA. Outside the ring, I'm kind of lost when I'm not in the ring, so when I'm out in the world, I feel misplaced. I just try to find different things to do to keep my mind balanced, but without MMA, it keeps me unfocused. I want to get my own business going so I can keep doing it until the day I die. So I want to keep it going. I want my kids to have something to fall back on, especially my son. So when he gets to a stage age, he can take over my business. Because MMA is where I want to keep in my bloodline, especially with my kid, if he's interested in doing it. But MMA is something I would like to do full term for mostly my whole life. If I can't fight, I'd rather just train. Bruce Lee is my #1 go-getter, man. Bruce Lee is like a legend. He motivated me, man, all through his movies, man. I've been wanting to be like him, fight like him, move like him, especially Wing Chun, just to show that slim, ripped guys can be as strong as a buff guy. You know what I'm saying? So I always used to keep that in mind. And Michael Jaleel White is one of my second favorites because he breaks down logic. He breaks down all the good things about, doing MMA fighting. How to structure your arms and how to straight punch and all that stuff like that, and how to just do it because it's the sport of the love. I'm hypoglycemia. My sugar drops here and there. I try to keep it balanced when I do go do fights. I passed out one time doing a fight before because I didn't, eat right. Or have my sugar level correctly. That's the only concern that really puts my fighting to a risk. I broke my ankle and I broke in my shoulder and dislocated it. Got a 3rd-degree torn ligament. Broke my kneecap, not too bad injury, broke a little bone in it. Most of my bones, the other parts of my body didn't break as much, so I just bruised them. In the sport of MMA, you gonna hurt a lot of people, man. I done broke people's arms, legs, dislocated shoulders, especially when I was doing underground fighting, it gets real brutal, fighting wise, man, you hurt people's in real messed up ways, I feel bad afterwards, man, after I do it, but it's the level of the sport. Man, I did win my first fight by split decision, but it wasn't my greatest fight, but I had my ups and downs. But my first fight, I actually did win, and it actually was a great day. I mean, in this sport, you can earn money up to $500 to $1,000 or more. It depends on what kind of charity events is going around, cancer, breast cancer, any events coming up for kids or anybody that's suffering through something. We fight just to raise money for them, and we get money for sponsoring them companies. So we do have a little money in our pocket. My favorite submission is the rear naked choke. The reason why I like it is because I feel like a snake. I feel like I'm just taking all the life and air out of him. I'm about to win that fight. He better tap out. It makes the victory for me even better because submission is what I like to do. That's why they do call me the tap out kid. I make them tap out. Serious about doing MMA. I just want y'all to be more dedicated, take your time, be patient. You won't win your first fight, you might win your first fight, but always keep an open mind when you step into an octagon or a boxing ring. Keep your heart pure, always put God first. You go in there, you just keep going. No matter how many times you fall down, so you got to get back up.